So we just finished talking about some things never change. The other aspect of it is I would argue that change is the only constant. And if you're not disrupting yourself, somebody else is going to disrupt you. And that applies both to you personally as well as to the company you're with and in that industry. One of the easiest things to find is if you see a market that is becoming more and more commoditized and the product or the offering is becoming more and more similar, chances are it's ripe for disruption or it's ripe for death. The less differentiation there is, the more opportunity that there is for somebody else to come in from outside and turn it on its head. So what I would challenge us as B2B marketers to do as we go forward is to constantly look at what we have in terms of our content that we're providing to our customers, the channels that we're using to get it to them, the way our customers are digesting it, and find new ways to provide good insights, great insights to help them do their jobs. We should be disrupting ourselves. If we're doing the same thing 3 years from now that we're doing today, there's a problem. The other aspect of it that's happening in the industry overall is just the generational change. That's happening in every industry, and it happens consistently over time. You have new people that are making decisions in new ways. One of the tough things that you've got going right now in a B2B world is a lot of times senior leadership is of what I call the retirement generation. The way they digest information, the way they consume is fundamentally different than the way what I would call the replacement generation. I don't care if you call them Gen X, Y, Z, millennials, whatever. The replacement generation makes decisions and they learn information in a fundamentally different way than the retirement generation. And right now, you've got to be able to cater to both, especially if you're going after the C-suite. So when you think about innovation and disruption, one of the things that's out there, right? Social media has been in the marketplace now for close to 20 years, but it's highly disruptive, right? It's highly disruptive to the way that channels and the way we messaged to our customers before. So I would argue that the channels and social media are constantly evolving and they're innovating and they're changing. What platform do you want to be on? Do you want to be on Pinterest? Do you want to be on Instagram? Do you want to be on MySpace? Oh yeah, MySpace was dead a long time ago, right? Is Facebook the right audience for you or is it not? For some B2B companies, it's absolutely critical. For others, it doesn't matter. Understand where your customers are and be where they are, but also be where they're going, because social media is changing on a consistent basis. And the channels and the ways that your customers are digesting that information are changing just as fast. And just as your channels and social media are changing pretty quickly, one of the things that needs to match that pace is your marketing strategy. You need to understand how to change and pivot that strategy as your customers are changing. You need to stay one step ahead of them. The great Gretzky quote that gets used over and over again is, how did you score so many goals? And he was like, I went to where the puck was going. In the same way, you've got to lead your team and you've got to lead your business to where the puck is going or where your customers are going. You've got to be where they're going to be when they're there. It doesn't do you any good to get there too early. You'll miss the market. If you get there too late, you've missed the market. Be where they're going to be and meet them at that point.